Alright, so I'm doing immediate thoughts on my test drive. So just test drove the Subaru WRX 2013 in sedan and hatchback form. I drove the hatchback first, and it was a rocket, just like you would expect. All-wheel drive, no body roll, stayed flat around corners. Engine hits 3,000 RPM and the shit takes off. Like, it is fucking fast. The thing has torque on it, throws you back in your seat. Exactly what you expect from a WRX. Now, I'm coming from a Honda Civic, and what Honda does really well is they make great interiors, which I think people usually don't talk about too often. But, so when I sat down in the WRX, it was nice and snug, and it felt like driver focused, but the interior was unremarkable. The sound system was not good. The interface was just blasé. The guy told me that they've been using the same one for a while now. And those experience factors like the sound system, seats, and so on really make up the car. Like, I would have wanted to get the car today if it had a decent sound system. The seats were slightly more comfy. So even just a driver focused car is pretty important. Good seats go a long way. Like my base Civic coupe seats are way better than the WRX's. The sound system was really not up to par with what I was expecting. My buddy got a Legacy, and its sound system is pretty amazing for the price point we're talking about for a Legacy. The sound system was just lacking. It drove great, handled extremely well, really great acceleration. Obviously, it's the WRX. It just didn't wow me. Like, in the car, the moving car is amazing, but just like being inside the car was just really unremarkable. Like, even in my regular Civic, like, I love the interior. Like, everything's super clear, super sharp. Everything's nice to touch. WRX didn't really provide me anything. It's clear the WRX is a driving focused car. Like, it is about the all-wheel drive, the balance, the handling, the turbocharged engine, full spool hitting you at 3,000, throwing you back in the seat. That's what it's about all day, every day. Like, that's why you get a WRX. And I drove the hatch first, like I said. That's the feel I got from the hatch. Then I drove the sedan because the guy was probably seeing that I wasn't that wowed by the hatchback. So he brings around the sedan. He said, honestly, he doesn't know if there's a real difference in driving wise, but he let me drive it anyway. So back to back, went from the hatchback to the sedan. The sedan actually drives noticeably better than the hatchback. The exhaust, the stock bass exhaust on the sedan is a lot louder than the hatchback. I've never heard anybody talk about it, but it is significantly louder in the sedan versus the hatchback. Probably because the person who's going to buy the hatchback is more towards a family guy, a guy who has a family, kids, and he's probably not going to want a loud exhaust. Or the guy who has a sedan is actually probably going to be like the single young guy who doesn't give a shit about how loud his exhaust is. So the exhaust is a lot louder at standstill and like low speed, bro. When you get to the mid-range speeds like 30, 40 and higher, the low speed drone isn't there. But at standstill and like moving at slower speeds, maybe like 15 to 35, the drone is like really loud, kind of annoying, which I was surprised at even for a sport focused car for it to be that loud at stock. And it was just loud. It wasn't like a good rumble from inside the car at stock. It was just loud. I think it would sound good from outside, but from inside at low speeds it was all right. But I did notice the sedan drove better. I feel not amazingly better, but significantly better than the hatchback. Another really important point, the trunk space in the sedan is minuscule. Like, it is tiny. I mean, like, I'll bring up my Honda Civic again. Like, I don't have any other reference point because this is a car I've had for the past few years. So the trunk space is pretty huge, and I think it's actually abnormal for a coupe to have a trunk this big, but my trunk is pretty huge, and the trunk in the sedan was way smaller than I would expect for any sedan to be. Like, it was just really small. Like, I looked at it and I was like, there's nothing I can get in here besides like a weekend's worth of groceries. Like, I wouldn't get anything in there. Like, I wouldn't fit a bike in there, or just anything of significant size I would not be able to get in that trunk. And I feel like if I had this car, it would purely be for driving pleasure, and it would not be realistically practical, which is what the big selling point of a WRX sedan is, right? Lots of performance and practicality, but the real practicality is in the hatchback. It's not in the sedan. I don't care what anybody says. The trunk space was just so small in the sedan, it caught me off guard. But in the hatchback, with the seats down, like, there's a massive amount of space. You can do a lot with the seats down. With the seats up, it's not like amazing, but seats down, you can do a lot with that car. It's wide open hatchback, seats down, just a ton of space. I really like the hatchback much better for that reason, but the sedan drove really well, and in a car where what the car is about is driving well, the fact that it drives better actually makes you want to get the sedan over the WRX, even though the space in the hatchback is just so much better. So I'm just trying to do a different take on a review. I think guys never really talk about the real use aspects of cars when they're reviewing. They mostly just talk about, you know, the car was this fast, it did 0 to 60 in this time. And when you buy a car, you don't buy a car based on these decisions. You think, oh, the WRX is cool, it's fast, it has all-wheel drive. But when you sit down in the car, you're like, okay, how loud is this car really? How well does this take bumps? Is this really practical? I'm going to spend $27,000 to $30,000 on a car. How practical is it going to be? Is it just going to be about driving? Can I use the trunk space? How loud is it? Does it take bumps well? There's going to be 14-year-old kids responding to this video saying, oh my god, it's 0 to 60 in 4.7 seconds. Who cares? Who cares about trunk space? Who cares? Well, when you drive and you actually use your car for shit, like moving and buying groceries and going snowboarding and skiing with your buddies, and you're actually doing shit, you're doing more than 0 to 60 launching every 4.7 seconds. That's not what life's about. Life's not a 4.7 second 0 to 60 launch. So, but shit, that thing was fast. It throws you back. It definitely does. I definitely was gonna launch the car, but I took it pretty much near a red line and was not afraid to get in on the gas. The guy didn't say anything either. The car drove amazing. It really did. The thing is, I'm just not sold on the everyday use of the car. But I'm still thinking about getting it. You know, it's that good. The hatchback is very practical, and the car is really fun to drive. But the sound system, like, I'm really big on how my music sounds, and I'm an audiophile, so I don't know. I'm gonna have to make a decision. Maybe I'll update you guys. Catch you guys later.